Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today we are doing a timeless pick a card reading, but also this can be particular for April 2025. So we are seeing what your upcoming blessings are. So I would like you to go ahead and pick one of these three piles. We have a sunflower, we have a butterfly, and we have a pink flower. Whichever resonates with you, go ahead, pick that pile, and I will meet you on your pile. Hi, pile one. I hope you're doing well. If you pick the sunflower, this is your reading. I'm going to go ahead and pick cards from both of these extra decks I have. So let's see what's coming up. So let's start the reading. Considering you chose the sunflower or this yellow flower, this is not exactly a sunflower, but considering you chose this flower for your deck, I would imagine that you are someone who is a very bright person, very bubbly, with a very cheeky sense of humor, someone who is very nice and sweet to everyone, uh, someone who doesn't like belittle people generally, someone who is very open minded, very confident, and like a split image of Bubbles from Puff Girls. That is what I'm seeing here. Your personality might be like this. Anyway, it doesn't have to be for this reading, but it's just something that I thought might resonate with you. So the first two cards I have for you are the World and the Star in reverse. So this is making me think that uh, as of late you might have been stuck in a cycle where things did not work out the way you wanted, things may not have panned out the way you wanted, maybe you might have wanted to move, and at the end moment the idea went poof, the moment was stuck. Maybe you wanted to buy a new home, you were about to buy a new home, and it just didn't work out. That is the first message I'm getting. Not just a message, this is what I'm seeing. I'm getting a vision here. For some of you, that may be true, that you might have started house hunting, and suddenly, after almost getting the perfect house, you had to kind of take a step back, or you had to say no to it, something of the sort. So you might have lately started feeling very hopeless, started feeling very like, having to let go of certain things that you really were looking forward to. So something like that could be a possibility. So before I read your oracle cards, I want to go ahead and read the blessings that are coming up, considering the situation you have been in the past. So we have three of swords in reverse, and we also have six of wands in reverse. So I feel that you might, the blessing here is that you might have been saved from this heartbreak that this sudden change or transition might have caused you. Actually, you might not be seeing this, you might not have anticipated this, but this looks like a blessing in disguise to me. I mean, I feel like if you had gotten this house, if you had gotten this deal, if you had signed that contract, it might not have worked out the way you thought it was, or it would have. Really strongly feel that way, that this is a blessing in disguise. This was already set up to fail. So before it got worse, you were saved from the situation. And I feel that is the biggest blessing right now for you. And again, I don't want to sound or make it seem like, you shouldn't go after your blessings or you shouldn't dream big. I don't want to suggest any of that. What I'm trying to say is that something that you might have thought was your dream, something that you thought you really needed, you really wanted, that didn't work out at the end moment. Not because it was not meant for you, or not because you are not capable of having good things, or you are not meant for good things, but because this was not the thing you needed in the first place. You may have wanted it, but this is not what you needed. And this was definitely not any good for you, because I see that you were saved from a huge, great deal of trouble. Because the things that seem the way they are, that isn't how it is in reality. You were shown a different picture. So I want to let you know that this is the biggest blessing. Sometimes our biggest blessings are in the form of rejections, in the form of movement, or just things or plans getting cancelled. Sometimes those things are our biggest opportunities and our biggest blessings. We don't realize this, but it really is. I'm also getting travel. Some people might have made plans for travel, some people might have made plans for some sort of movement here, some vacation, something very high five, very first class, and suddenly either the tickets were cancelled or the flight was cancelled or something of the sort. The moment got stuck all of a sudden, and this could have been very, very heartbreaking. This could have been very, you know, just very frustrating and infuriating. But this might have been a really huge blessing that you didn't see coming. You are seeing the frustration right now, but this is a blessing. And I feel like a lot of you will get that closure, that this really is a blessing. You may not have the closure right now. Right now, you may be feeling infuriated, but this sudden cancellation, this sudden change of plans, this sudden not happening of certain plan or event is a huge blessing for you. So remember that sometimes rejections are the universe's way of warning us of certain things, and better, you know, we better be grateful for rejection if it's a form of protection. And it's not always that the rejections are good, or it's not always that rejections are fair, but I feel like this rejection is something that is meant to happen or has happened because it is saving you from a lot of trouble. Now coming to your oracle cards. So we have cycles. We are all becoming. Surrender to your change, release your fear, trust this powerful process. Now, for some of you, this came up as travel. For others of you, this came up as a huge change in life, a huge redirection that felt like, this would turn your life 180 degrees. Like having to move states, having to move cities, having to transfer, and, planning of changing homes, whatever it is. This, for some of you, this was huge. And of course, when something so huge ends up failing, it does feel very infuriating. It is very sad, and it is very just in general, it you you develop a lot of apathy because of how things don't pan out. But I think this is really meant to be. The last minute ending, last minute cancellation, last minute rejection, this seems like it was really required at this moment. Live with compassion, open your heart to all life forms, be an angel with hands. Remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to begin the process. Reach out. It's a simple first step. Now, these two cards give me a reason to believe that this is not just about you. There is someone else. There are other factors here that are that have kind of stopped you or your plans in the tracks, because it's not, like I said, this is not about you. This is not just about you or your rejection. There are people, there are communities, there are dependents who need your help, who need your presence around them. And you going through with this initial plan would have really hampered their life, would have really made them, you know, would have made it very difficult for them to survive, would have made it very difficult for them to thrive, would have made it very difficult for them to live a quality life or operate in a quality way. And you staying, and your plan being rejected, your plans getting cancelled, this is because of a reason that is not just about you. And if you can see here, it's like a mother holding a child. So maybe um you are needed here to, you know, take care of your child. Maybe your plans getting cancelled are going to save your child from something disastrous or save your family from some disastrous consequence. And I know I'm not sugarcoating this here, but I think some people needed that warning. Some people needed to hear that not all plans are cancelled for, annoyance and such. It's not about being annoyed or frustrated. Someone really needs your help here. Someone needs your help here. Someone needs your dedication. Someone needs your kindness. Someone needs your helping hand. And that is the reason things didn't work out the way they were supposed to. So, this is the blessing, and you will realize later on that there is a lot more you will receive because of this rejection than you think. Right now, I understand all you can feel is frustration, but there is a lot more that you are going to receive the sooner you realize that this was meant to happen for a reason, and that reason is bigger than you, bigger than your existence, and bigger than your satisfaction. So I hope that helped. Um, and you know, if this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. This is a short reading, but I hope this helped. I hope this helps. And all the links, all extra information is down below in the description. If you want to book a personal reading with me, go ahead and contact me through Instagram, and I'd be very grateful. And I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you so much. Hi pile 2, if you picked the butterfly, this reading is for you. Before I check these cards, I'm going to go ahead and pull cards from these two extra decks I have. All the links to these decks, all the information of these decks, I will have them down below in the description. So in case you're interested to know which ones these are, or which ones I use, you can check from the description. So we are checking what blessings you are getting for April 2025 in particular. But like I said in the beginning of the video, it will still apply even if you check or see this video after April, because it's still going to be timeless. Okay, you guys, let's start the reading. So, if you pick the butterfly here, I feel like you're someone who doesn't catch a break, someone who's constantly transforming, someone who's constantly changing, someone who has to constantly go through cycles of growth, someone who has to always, you know, keep shining, regardless of where they are, regardless of how you are, regardless of how you feel. You feel like you are almost always obligated to feel, or at least show that you feel good or that you are doing well. That is how it feels. Oh, this is a very thick and very heavy energy, and energy of putting up a mask, energy of, you know, having to show up for others even though others may not show up for you. um I do want to say that um one of my friends got this for my birthday, and I feel like this energy very much resonates with that person, or at least it did in that time, at that time when I got this as a gift. Anyway, if this resonates with you, this is your reading. Even if it doesn't, this is just a confirmation, sort of. So it doesn't have to really. Anyway, let's read your cards. So we have the Wheel of Fortune and Five of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I see that you have closed a chapter and you have entered a brand new chapter already. If not yet, it seems to be happening very soon. And this is a chapter that is very life changing, very rewarding. It's a very positive, solid start to a new life. Like it feels like a new lease on life, honestly. One that is picking you up from dust and dirt, one which is, you know, here, like with the five pentacles in reverse, I feel like this opportunity is of abundance. This opportunity is of helping you pull yourself up out of the mud. If you have been struggling with monetary issues, financial issues, career issues, stability, housing crisis, anything of the sort, I feel like this life changing event, this brand new chapter has changed that for you. I feel like this brand new change is, or has, you know, literally given a new lease on your life. Some of you may have gotten a new home. Some of you may be in the process of shifting to a new place. Some of you may be shifting and settling into a new studio. Studio in particular, that word came up. So some of you may be photographers, some of you may be actors, some of you may be artists, and you may be settling in your studios. You may be settling into your studio apartments. You may be settling into your new place as you um, enter this new chapter of your life. So I can already see that you have, in the recent past, overcome certain challenges. You have overcome a huge, situation, and which has and is going to continue to put a stop on this instability, this lack of confidence, this lack of resources, this insecurity. I feel like this recent past has helped you develop into that situation, develop into that person who is no longer insecure about everything. That is what I see in your recent past. Now, before I read your oracle cards, I want to read your other tarot cards. So we have The blessings that you're going to get in this future is Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Wands in reverse. So yeah, okay, this is a very beautiful energy, to be honest. This Nine of Pentacles, I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is confirming the first few messages I got from your recent past. This looks like, you know, this whatever this new chapter of your life is, whether you've gotten a new place, whether you have gotten a new job, whether you have changed your place, your career, your situation, whatever it is, this is making you financially stable for the upcoming future. This is making you financially happy. This is something that will last long. If you can see the snail here, the snail is often, some, it's a slow moving insect. It's a slow moving, you know, energy. So this money is here to stay for a very long time. This money is here to stay. This, you are here to stop and smell the roses. That is what the feeling is. And you are with, as you realize the power and the uh, gain in material wealth, the gain in confidence, you will be, putting this, you will be putting down all your all these you will be putting down all these guards you have set up, all these protective barriers, all these defense mechanisms. I am getting an image of alcohol, cigarettes. So if you are someone who had to cope with alcohol or smoking in the past because of your situation, or because things didn't work out, or if you were dealing with severe depressive episodes, bed rotting, um, yeah, I feel like with this new change in situation, with this overcoming of your biggest, one of your biggest challenges, you are leaving behind this past. You are leaving behind these defense mechanisms that no longer serve you. These defense mechanisms that are only there to hold you in place, to hold you, to keep you beneath your level, to keep you beneath your best self, your higher best self. You are finally letting go of these guards, and I am so grateful and I'm so proud of you for understanding, accepting, and taking action on that, because a lot of people do not realize that they self sabotage themselves. They are the only ones standing in front of their own way. A lot of people do not realize, but you, Pile 2, I feel like you are one of those people who, with this newfound um, wealth, this newfound success, you have come to the realization that these defense mechanisms are no longer good for you. These defense mechanisms are no longer healthy and no longer needed. So you are ready to get rid of them. You are ready to put your foot down, and you are ready to say, I've had enough. I've had enough, and I'm going to do better, and I'm going to do well from now, which is a beautiful energy, to be honest. So, these are your upcoming blessings, and I love this for you. I really love this for you. Some people are stuck in a rut for so long that they forget that life can get better and that life can be beautiful. And I feel like finally, after a very long time, you are going to realize, or you have started to realize that yourself, which I'm very happy for. Now let's come to your oracle cards. So we have gentleness. Strength is gentle, true kindness has wings, love in action endures. So I feel like with this gentleness card that this has to again do with how you treat yourself, or how you have treated yourself in the past. In the past, you might have treated yourself very harshly. You might have been very tough on yourself. You might have been someone who constantly berates themselves, constantly feels or makes themselves feel like shit all the time, that I could have done this, I could have done that, I didn't do anything, I have wasted all day, and look at me, you know I have not done anything productive. You might have been someone, or you might still be dealing with that, um very much this energy of not being productive, not being useful enough, not having good habits, not having a good diet, not having a good lifestyle. But I am seeing that you are going to overcome this and you are going to learn how to be gentle with yourself. For some of you, I feel like you might get some resources, you might have some extra resource that you can use to fund therapy, for you to fund um, your mental health, and I think that would really help you realize that there are better coping mechanisms and that you deserve better, that you deserve to treat yourself better. So, a lot of you might um, go on this journey of self discovery where you realize that gentleness is the way. Even if others don't treat you gently, you owe it to yourself that you treat yourself gently. Then we have clarity. Banish the fog of illusion, open your eyes to the truth, remember the perfection of who you are. I think a lot of this has to do with your previous habits, because when we are self sabotaging, when we self destruct, we choose to go with habits that create a smoky illusion. We want to escape our reality. So, of course, we, take up illusions. We um, if you smoke joints or something of the sort, you may have, you know obviously escaped a lot of reality. This could also be someone who has slept a lot, who has slept 12, 13 hours a day, simply because they do not want to be conscious and do not want to uh, have the burden of not being productive enough, or something like that. So this, I feel like this fog is finally clearing up, this fog of bad habits, this fog created by self-destructive tendencies. This is finally clearing up, and you are going to realize that you have a lot of better things to do in life, and you want to do those things in life. You don't want to dream about them anymore, you want to actually do it. So yeah, this is again a very good card, in the sense that I see growth. I see not only the potential for growth, but also general growth. It's not just about saying things and not doing them. I see that things are being done here, action is being taken. And then we have strength, you have courage, you can endure, find your center, and spiral into your power. So I feel like this last card is just a push for you, and just a confirmation for you that things will work out. You have the strength, you have the courage, you have the capacity to take care of yourself, you have the strength to endure recovering from poor habits, recovering from poor hygiene, recovering from self sabotage. You have the strength and the courage to recover from all this. So the situation is not hopeless, far from it. You just have to recognize that you have that power and no one else can take it away from you. So, you know, the sooner you realize that, the sooner you become more gentle with yourself, the sooner you show yourself more compassion, which I really like for you. I think that's it for this reading. I hope this helped. If it did, let me know in the comments below. If you would like a personal reading, make sure to check out my Instagram or send me a DM there. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much. Hi, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the pink flower, this reading is for you. Before I get into these cards, I would like to pick cards from these other two decks. Uh, all the information about these decks will be available in the description below. In the meanwhile, I will pick your cards for you and we can get into the reading soon. So we are seeing what your blessings are for the month of April 2025. But this is also timeless, so it doesn't have to be April 2025. It can be any other time or whenever you are seeing this video. Ooh, a wonderful card here for you. Okay, you guys, before I get into these two decks, these two card piles, I am going to just, you know, um, do a general reading. Since you chose this pink flower, I feel like, oh, this pile, for the most part, is consists of people who are very gentle, very generous, someone who is very delicate, might have sensitive skin, might have rosacea, might have eczema, some skin problems, mostly because, again, like I said, someone very delicate. And being delicate manifests in people in different ways. A lot of people who are delicate have skin issues. A lot of people who are delicate have, very sweet voices, very kind heart, and they try their best to serve everyone, to help everyone. And I think pile 3 consists of people like that. If this does not resonate with you, that's okay. This is just some extra information that I am giving based on what I think you might have selected. But of course, you do not need to resonate with this for this to be your pile. So let's get into the reading. Okay, so for some of you, right off the bat, I feel like uh marriage might have been something that has been on your mind as of now, as of recent. And I feel like a lot of you are hanging on to this strange idea of what marriage is, or what stability or family looks like. A lot of you are, kind of desperate and clinging on to anything or any information that you may get about marriage, about your potential future, about your potential spouse. Um, a lot of you may have been checking readings on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are. You might be checking a lot of readings regarding this, and I do not want to discourage you. You are on your journey wherever you are, as long as you realize that, you know, not everything you see is true and not everything you hear is applicable for you. As long as you use your discernment, it's not an issue. But I do feel like a lot of you are really fixated on this idea of marriage. If it's not marriage for you, a lot of you are really, you have this idealized version of stability in your head. This big car, this big house, this yada yada yada, luxury, and mansion and stuff. You have a very peculiar and very strange idea of what luxury, comfort, and stability is for you, and you have held on to it for a very long time. You are still holding on to it, it seems. A lot of you are holding on to this idea, but you are not realizing that this may not necessarily be something that gives you happiness. You know, I mean, look at his face. He has all this, but is he happy? He doesn't look happy. He looks very defensive. He looks like, he's trying to prove that he owns it. He needs it. But does he really? So a lot of you might be figuring out what stability looks like for you, what luxury looks like for you, what marriage looks like for you. A lot of you are dealing with this situation, or you might have been dealing with this in the past. But like when I shuffled, the good news is that soon you will understand and realize what it means for you. This confusion that you had in the back of your head, that was stopping you from making certain decisions, that was stopping you from chasing certain goals, saying yes to someone, from saying yes to signing a contract, for saying yes to a home, for saying yes to a person, whatever your situation was that was stopping you from chasing your goals, or just in general saying yes to life. I feel that that is changing, and this is your blessing for the upcoming future. um, I feel like the pile 3 has been very hung on this idea of what life is supposed to look like, what future is supposed to look like, what happiness is supposed to look like, without realizing that there are different timelines. At the same time, in this moment, there are infinite number of timelines that have different understanding of success, that have different understanding of happiness, different understanding of luxury and everything else. So in this current timeline, if you want to jump and change your timelines, you have to just give yourself the permission to realize that happiness is not just this one thing, or happiness is not just this one person. Happiness and success can be anything else you want, you know. Maybe you want a Honda, but if you get a Suzuki, maybe, sorry, is Honda and Suzuki the same? I'm not sure. Let's say maybe you want an Audi and you have a Honda. You can be happy with a Honda, you know. That's my point. It You don't need an Audi to be happy unless you definitely want one. That is a different thing. But the thing here is about perspective. You can shift your perspective to realize that happiness is not just based on one person, or based on one thing, or based on one situation, or one job, or one place. Happiness is an idea that you can find anywhere. Success is an idea that you can find anywhere. And you are going to realize that soon. And the moment you realize that, you will be able to say yes to certain people, you will be able to say yes to certain experiences, yes to certain job offers, yes to certain places, certain ideas, certain situations. And those yeses are going to take you here to this level of success and fulfillment and happiness that you may never have felt before, or you may have never experienced before. And that I really like, because if that is not character growth, what is? Realizing that happiness, success, fulfillment, satisfaction, joy, these things come from infinite resources, come from, sorry, infinite sources, come from infinite places, come from infinite things, infinite people. It's not restricted to one or two things or one or two ideas. This is everywhere. And the moment you realize that, you will be able to look at opportunities for what they truly are, look at people for who they are, look at situations for what they are, and how you can make the best of it. It's just a matter of perspective. That is what it is. Just a matter of perspective. So, this happy ending, or this happy future, or this idea you have, just let it go. And happiness, joy, satisfaction, it will all follow you. That is what seems to be, the recurring theme. To actually get the happiness you deserve, you have to let go of the idea of what you think happiness is, or where it comes from. Let's get into your oracle cards. Acknowledge your mission, align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. Stop hesitating, movements creates the magic. Nothing can hold you back. Listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1 million reasons to love. Oh my god. And confidence. Be bold, rise up, and stand tall. Feel the fire in your soul. With this love card here, I personally feel that this is a huge, huge, huge sign of this confirmation of this entire message. This says, listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. And the final nail in the coffin for this message, There are 1 million reasons to love. That, you know, goes with what I said before. There are infinite ways you can find happiness. There are infinite ways you can find success. There are infinite sources you can get joy, satisfaction, success, happiness from. It's not just one place, one idea, one person. You can find happiness, love, success, joy, fulfillment anywhere you are. You can find it from anywhere, anytime, any place, any person. You just have to shift your perspective and realize that it is not something that you can get only from one person, one situation, and so on. It is not something that you get because you deserve it or not deserve it. It is something you get simply because you exist. And then there is acknowledge your mission, align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. Again, I feel like this destiny card, really connects with this card here, that the sooner you realize that there are bigger things in life than just this shallow idea of what success is, the sooner you will realize that you have so many places to give and receive love from, to give and receive gifts from, to give and receive success from. It's all about give and take. If you need love from someone, you also have to offer love to others. But again, it's about perspective. You think that you will get success from this place and this place only. Not necessarily. You can get it from anywhere else. But you just have to look. The motive here is to be free from bondage, to be free from restrictions. That is the idea here. Then we have action. Stop hesitating. Movements create the magic. Nothing can hold you back. Again, I feel like this very well goes with the idea of you not saying yes, or you not taking action simply because you feel like the idea of success comes from only one place or one situation. If you think that you will get certain amount of money from one job, and you are so hung on to that situation, so hung on to that job offer, that you're not willing to look at other opportunities, you are not willing to look at other offers that may award you higher, that may give you higher rewards, you are missing out. You are saying no to opportunities that are better and bigger and just greater than others. You are missing out. So open up your mind, open up your heart, have confidence, have faith that love, success, happiness, it's not bound to one thing or one source. Sources are infinite. You just have to open yourself up to that. And the last is confident. Be bold, rise up and stand tall. Feel the fire in your soul. So again, like I said, this is about finding. This is about finding and accepting that there are bigger, greater things that can happen for you simply if you say yes. Simply if you open up your eyes to the numerous infinite possibilities that universe is presenting to you. If you are stuck to one idea of what success looks like, what happiness looks like, what joy looks like, then, my friend, you are potentially missing out on a lot of other opportunities that are capable of giving you the kind of fulfillment that you have never seen or heard of. I hope this helps. I hope this reading helped you. I hope this gave you some much needed clarity. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can go through my Instagram and you can DM me there. I will meet you. And let me know if this reading helped. Let me know if this resonated with you. And I'll see you soon in the next reading. Thank you so much.